Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakahakudash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And just like the prophet Habakkuk in the past, standing upon his watch and writing down the vision, the prophets of the Most High today, the men of the Lord, chiefly through GMS or Great Millstone, are standing upon their watch and writing down the vision to make it plain, by going out onto the highways and byways preaching this word, as well as putting up video epistles like this to tell the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel of the times to come and what they need to do to stay in the good graces of their power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, as it says, that he may run that readeth it. Verse 3, For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All the prophecies of the Most High in the scriptures will come to pass, no matter how long it may seem for them to come to pass, and nothing will happen to stop the words of the Most High from coming to their fulfillment. As it says in Isaiah 55 verse 11, So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, and who's the mouthpiece of the Most High? The prophets. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please. Though it tarry, wait for it shall surely come. It will not tarry. The vision is for an appointed time, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And what the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are diligently waiting for, is the accomplishment of the prophecy of the mandatory implementation of the MOTB, the MARKOFTHEBEAST in Revelation chapter 13. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, and that he is referring to the elite rulers of the planet right now, who are of the nation of Esau, Edom, or the so-called white people, such as the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Gettys, DuPonts, you name it, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma, which you should know by now is the RFID/NFC MICROCHIPIMPLANT in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. And when the charagma is mandatorily implemented, you won't be able to buy or sell, get a job, travel abroad, or do anything unless you had the charagma, as it says, save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You'll be seen as a social pariah, and it's going to get so bad out here to where those that don't want to receive the charagma will face being put to death, as it says up in verse 15. And he, that he being the elites of the Edomites, had power to give life unto the image of the beast. And the image of the beast is the financial, military, and political aspects of the last leg of the fourth beast in Daniel chapter 2 that we're currently living in. Those iron toes mixed with miry clay, the reincarnated Roman Empire, the NATO-EU alliance that the U.S. is a part of, and a major aspect of the image of the beast is the MARK of the beast. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And in this video, I'm going to be going into a little bit of information just to further show that not only is that charagma, the RFID/NFC CHIP, but that With each passing day, we're getting closer and closer to the mandatory implementation of the Charagma. As it says back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, the vision is for an appointed time, and though it tarry, wait for it shall surely come, it will not tarry. And the first bit of information I'll be going to is on Fox 7 Austin's YouTube channel titled Whole Foods in Austin offers pay by palm payment option, Fox 7 Austin. And while this isn't the Charagma outright, this is just another stepping stone leading towards the mandatory implementation of the Charagma. The elites are subconsciously and psychologically preparing you to eventually take the Charagma. And that's what this whole situation over the past 2 years dealing with the Cragamuffin 1-9 was about. Creating what? Social spacing, as we'll call it, contactless payments through these payment apps like Venmo, Cash App, or Apple Pay, and also taking physical currency out of circulation and moving towards a digital cashless society, which this Charagma is going to be the middleman for people and these central banks. And what have we been seeing? Central banks all across the planet pushing for CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. You've already got the digital yuan in circulation. Russia's working on the digital ruble, and the US is working on the digital dollar, as well as them working on digital currencies in Europe. And real quick, this is a fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage shown in this news clip. It is simply for educational purposes, and I do not stand to gain from it monetarily.
All it takes is just for a person to hover their palm over the device and done. Your groceries are paid for.
If it's like a fingerprint thing, I think that would make sense.
Over the device and to hover their palm over it takes is just for a person to hover their palm over the device and done. Your takes is just for a person to hover their palm over the device and done. Your groceries are paid for.
All it takes for is somebody to hover their palm over the device and their groceries are paid for. And this actor in this clip just happened to use their right hand again. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a Charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. A think of Neuralink by Elon Musk, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the Charagma.
If it's like a fingerprint thing, I think that would make sense, but your palm, I don't know. That's so weird.
The Arbor Trails Whole Foods in South Austin has become the first location in the area to introduce Amazon One, a palm recognition service. A spokesperson for Amazon One says it's meant to act as a convenient option for shoppers to pay with just the scan of their hand, with no need to pull out any form of payment once signed up. Some people we spoke with outside of Whole Foods in downtown Austin say it's strange, but they can definitely see a benefit of the service.
I accidentally leave the house without money or my credit cards all the time. And, sometimes you just need something in a pinch, so that would be cool.
Others like Terrence Douglas, who is a frequent Whole Foods shopper, say he isn't too sure about the whole idea of using your palm to pay for things.
I think it's already easy enough. I pay with my watch and I pay with my phone. As long as there's not anything that's going to have to be added, like a microchip or anything like that, like I've heard in Europe, I think that's okay, but it's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little uncomfortable to me.
That's exactly what's coming. That Charagma.
Right now, the service is only available at the Arbor Trails location. To enroll, just scan your palm at checkout, enter a phone number, and provide a credit card.
Probably needed, I think, in some ways to prevent some theft, I guess.
I definitely want to go to Whole Foods and try it now because I think that's really cool.
Though it tarry, wait for it shall surely come. It will not tarry. We're living in the times when all these end times prophecies are no longer tarrying, but quickly coming to their fulfillment. That's it with this video. But now I'm going to go to my second bit of information on nowtheendbegins.com. And the title of this article reads, After re-election win by Macron, the French government has announced the creation of a new digital identity app for citizens to access, buy and sell private and public services in line with a broader push for digital identity systems in Europe. He calleth all. This is just another stepping stone leading towards the eventual mandatory implementation of the Charagma. On Monday, May 2nd, we will celebrate day 777 of 15 days to flatten the curve with our... it's going into something else. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that is determined shall be done. Daniel chapter 11 verse 36. And I'm willing to bet that this so-called Christian who made this article doesn't know who that king is in Daniel 11 verse 36. Is these Edomites, more specifically the elites, that he that causeth all. These elites want everybody to get that Charagma, and because it's gonna play into the bigger NW0, their GREATRESET, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And you can link this up with 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses about 3 to 4, where it says, and the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, speaking of Yahweh, the Most High. And it says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 that man of sin, that son of perdition, shall be revealed, who wants to shew himself as the Most High and exalt himself above the Most High, sitting in the seat of the Most High. Again, these Edomites, or so-called white people, more specifically the elites. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around the fact that all of it, the gain of function situation, the jump shot that's actually gene editing technology, the lockdowns, was all done to prepare you for what comes now, the mandatory implementation of the Charagma. What comes now is a world where digital ID and injectable substances from your government is how life will be lived going forward. They know they can get away with it because you already gave them the permission to do it. This has been the message being preached from Microsoft's Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Emmanuel Macron, and Klaus Schwab, and all the rest in this new WORLD. You will need a digital ID to buy anything and to sell anything. Get the picture? Now be good little boys and girls and go thank your rulers for allowing you to take your masks off, put your right hand on the table. It only hurts for a second. And by a second, I mean burning in fire for all eternity. Go read Revelation 14, verses 9 to 11. And this Christian is clearly bugged out. While they can see that things are coming in a secular sense, as usual, they don't understand the scriptures, because Revelation 14, verses 9 to 11, isn't talking about people burning in hell for eternity. Hell does not exist, according to the scriptures. When everyone dies, they go up to the third heaven, the spirit world, where the Most High dwells, good and bad, as pursuant to Job chapter 3 and Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. But let's go to that Revelation 14. People will burn with fire for taking the Charagma, but it's not going to be in another dimension where a guy dressed like Hellboy is going to be poking you with a pitchfork while he eats baby Ruths. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the BEAST and his image, and receive his Charagma in his forehead or in his hand, it doesn't just have to be your right hand. You can get it in your left hand, or if you get the Charagma anywhere in your body, you're going to be destroyed. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, Yahushai Hamashiach, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus Christ. And that fire and brimstone is speaking of the nuclear missiles which are going to be shot to the ends of the earth after the mandatory implementation of the Charagma during World War III. And then also it's talking about the concentrated heat, or the so-called laser beams being fired from the chariots onto these wicked people and those that receive the Charagma. Again, this isn't talking about hell where people go to burn for eternity. France announces digital identity app just days after Emmanuel Macron re-election win. From Breitbart News, just days after the re-election of globalist President Emmanuel Macron, the Ministry of the Interior has announced that it will be crafting a smartphone application to house a new digital identity. The biometric app, which is based off the new identity card, was signed off in a decree by Prime Minister Jean Castex and Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin on Tuesday. The app will allow users to scan their physical identity card, and it will be uploaded to be used to access public or private services. The new system comes in place of the previous attempt by the government in 2019 to implement a digital identity, dubbed the ALISIM. The proposed system proved controversial and was ultimately scrapped over backlash over the use of facial recognition and fingerprints. Broadcaster BFM TV reported. The new digital identity will not record such personal features. However, it will contain details such as names, date of birth, a photo, and both email and physical addresses. From Breitbart London's Twitter page, Sinister, EU proposes post-situation digital identity as jump shot passport system goes live. And over in Sweden, a couple of months ago, they were saying that if you get the Charagma, you can store your jump shot passport information on it. All roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to the RFID/NFC MICROCHIPIMPLANT. According to the government, the application allows the user in particular to generate electronic certificates containing only the identity attributes whose transmission he considers necessary to third parties of his choice. It is not currently clear as to how broad the use purposes of the digital identity application will be. However, the French have been forced to grow accustomed to using digital apps to access a wide range of services during the Chinese Kragamuffin 19 situation, with the introduction of the Pass Sanitaire health/jump shot passport. It is also unclear as to whether the government will seek to use the identity app as a means of social control, and that's exactly what they're going to use it for, along with all these other governments when they roll out these digital ID systems and ultimately that Charagma. However, the French government has previously admitted that the use of a jump shot passport was in fact a disguised form of a jump shot mandate intended to make it difficult for non-jump shotted people on the free throw line to function in society and therefore bend the people to the government's will. The European Union as a whole is also planning on introducing a digital identity application sometime this year in order to enable people to enjoy the greater flexibility ideal for a post-situation life that they may buy, sell, get a job, travel abroad, you name it. The planned application would allow citizens in all 27 member states to access government websites of any EU nation and will act as a wallet to pay that they may neither buy nor sell for such things as utilities and even to rent cars. So with this article, you get the point. Hey, but as we can clearly see, the vision is no longer tarrying. With each passing day, we're getting closer and closer to the mandatory implementation of the Charagma, and nothing will happen to avert biblical prophecy from coming to its fulfillment. Again, as it said back in Isaiah 55, verse 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma, it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So that's it with this video. And with this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.